911 with status emergency.
Chaos rarely comes with a lot of information.
I received an Amber Alert about fire evacuation in my area.
But this chaos.
I'm so sorry. I got an evacuation notice in Castle Rock.
It was the result of too much information.
Okay, that was actually out of Colorado Springs and sent to Castle Rock residents in error.
The danger that day, back in May of last year,
Just a working grass fire, structures threats.
was about 30 miles south of Castle Rock.
We got fire behind the house and running.
Sparks in an open space behind a huge neighborhood.
Dispatch confirming you were able to start evac.
To warn people that day, Colorado Springs used a WIA, or wireless emergency alert. It's the same kind of alert you get in an Amber Alert, a message sent to every cell phone in a specific area drawn on a map by emergency managers.
I'm going to go in this area here.
Ben Bills is in charge of El Paso County's access to the federal WIA system.
It said evacuation order for a fire at Summer Grace and Ackerman Way, and then it said evacuate the area immediately.
To send that WIA, emergency workers drew a shape on the map where they wanted this message to go, a pretty small shape covering about 6 blocks. Pretty quickly, Bills realized something was wrong.
Phones rang off the hook here. They were ringing off the hook here. Fire stations, dispatch centers of people just calling and wanting information to know this alert that I just got, what is it? And it says I need to leave now.
People who were calling were far outside that small shape drawn on the map. Bills checked the map again.
That went out countywide. No, that's going to be 300,000 plus notifications.
Countywide and beyond. This alert reached people 55 miles north in Conifer, all the way down south to Pueblo. How, you might ask? 2 reasons. First, the shape they drew that day had too many lines, which made the system lose its mind and target that alert to the entire county.
The wireless emergency alert system wants a very simple defined shape. Squares, rectangle, even a circle can sometimes work. But we had too intricate of a shape outlining those specific streets in a residential neighborhood.
Second, since it was broadcast from all cell towers inside El Paso County, older phones outside of El Paso County got the message.
It's significant. We're making use of imperfect technologies.
Chris Godley is an emergency manager in Sonoma County, California. His office uses WIA more than most communities across the country.
It's a big concern because if I'm trying to get 1,000 people out of a very small rural area and there's only one road, but I alert 200,000 people, yes, that could impair their ability to leave.
When a WIA goes out, cell towers transmit that message to every phone connected to that tower. Your phone then uses geolocation to sort out if it's in the area that's supposed to get the message. The newest technology enables phones to be pretty darn accurate, down to hundreds of feet. Problem is, estimates are about 40% of cell phones in use don't have this new technology, meaning they'll get the message far outside the targeted zone. Godley says there doesn't seem to be a lot of motivation to improve that.
It's not an exciting subject. It's technology, and who cares? And there's no money tied to it, so no one's going to invest a lot of energy into it. It takes failure to drive change.
Right now, cell phone companies aren't even required to participate in WIA.
Because now lives clearly depend on our ability to issue warnings, we would like to see the federal government help us develop a minimum performance standard for technologies, both telecommunications and for the device manufacturers.
Back in Colorado Springs, Bills and his team have learned to adapt, to use this imperfect system, learning from mistakes.
We just sent out a training bulletin that says use a simple shape, square, rectangle, circle to mitigate that problem in the future.
But he believes a message that goes too far is better than no message at all.
As the system administrator, I would stand here and tell anybody that I would rather have the conversation that we notified you of an emergency and might have caused some concern or inconvenienced you to read something that didn't pertain to you, rather than have that discussion that someone was hurt or worse because they weren't notified.
Last summer, 5 Front Range counties told FCC commissioners they would like to see improvements in WIA, like an elimination of that 100-point limit for zones and some sort of pressure on phone companies to upgrade users' phones to include this newer WIA software. In the meantime, they're trying to do what Bill said, figure out ways to sidestep around the infrastructure issues and send better messages. One of the things he wants to get the message out is when you get one of these messages in the public, read the whole thing. He said, because often people will see the first line and it says evacuate immediately. and they don't know what area it's in, even though it's in the message. So he said the key is they don't want to clog up these 911 centers during disasters. So fix that problem.
I mean, when you hear that emergency manager from California say, well, there's not really any money in it, so there's not a lot of urgency from the carriers to fix it, that makes a lot of sense. But then that kind of is like why government exists, to come in and be like, hey guys.
Yeah, the government used to do that back in the day of copper line, landline telephones, like Ma Bell. They made them follow certain rules and have certain things in place. They don't quite have that for WEA. It's a voluntary program entirely.
And he says, it takes failure to cause change. I mean, yeah, but the consequences of failure here could be deadly.
You don't want to fail. And he says he's worried that it might take that to get the federal government moving.
Wow.
Yikes.
All right. Thank you, Steve.